Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm bringing you my review of Phoenix Wright Justice for All for the Nintendo DS. So, without further ado, let's get started. Objection! I'll admit, I'm not big on puzzle-heavy games or games that require a lot of problem solving. That's the primary reason I stayed away from the Phoenix Wright games for so many years. Being a lawyer and investigating crimes doesn't really sound like my cup of tea on paper, but earlier this year I decided, what the heck, and dove right in. And boy do I not regret it. You take the role of Phoenix Wright, a budding lawyer thrust into his first case when a childhood friend of his is accused of murder. The entire game is set up in similar fashion. You solve one case and you're immediately on to the next after a time skip. Not all your time is spent in the courtroom, however. In between these court sessions, you'll be out in the town interacting with other characters, and what characters they are, and hunting for clues for your current case in the process, whether it's intentional or not. A normal conversation with a passerby might reveal some interesting info that could be the last piece of evidence you need to get the not guilty verdict for your client. These clues are usually very easy to spot as they'll be highlighted in a certain color, but other times you'll have to pay close attention and pick out contradictions on your own. As I stated earlier, this game will have you interacting with an assortment of characters as you're hunting for clues. These characters are all pretty much wacky, likable, and for the most part have puns for names like Wendy Oldbag and a lot of heart. These characters are the soul of this game, and are certain to give you some laugh out loud moments every so often. Even the most serious cases in this game have their comic relief moments, and the game is better off because of it, as it never takes itself too seriously for too long. The courtroom sections are where all the action of the game takes place. You'd think I might be saying that for dramatic effect, but some of these court struggles can be seriously intense. There were more than a couple of moments that had me on the edge of my seat. The way you go about these courtroom proceedings is pretty simple. A witness will make a statement and it's up to you to dissect it for contradictions with evidence you've gathered and a bit of common sense. Although several times throughout the game the evidence I was required to represent was kind of nonsensical and seemed to just be there just so Phoenix could bluff his way along, until something else conveniently presented itself that he could use to further his case. Thankfully there weren't too many of these moments. After pointing out inconsistencies in the testimony, the witness will often change up the story a bit and you'll have to once again do the process over. Afterwards, Phoenix and the opposing prosecutor will often exchange evidence and reasoning to further their case. Often a second and sometimes third witness will be called forth, and the courts will have to do the same cross-examination for their testimony as well. Some of these cases are long, and I mean really long, especially the very last case. I don't think I've ever encountered a murder mystery so intricate and complex. Now that's my main issue with this game. Some of these cases seem needlessly drawn out. Most of them take 3 days in court altogether, with segments of evidence searching thrown in between. At times it can be fitting, and at other times it feels like an artificial way to extend the length of cases. But keep at it and you'll eventually get your verdict. These moments feel very rewarding and you'll feel proud of yourself. Although I can't speak for the other games in the series just yet, this game deserves all the hype it gets. Memorable characters, a great soundtrack, and interesting cases with plot twists at every turn make this an all-around enjoyable game. So there's my review, hope you liked it. Something I want to say is that I'll no longer be using the number rating system for my reviews because I'm trying to get serious in the gaming journalism industry, starting like right now. I know it's not going anywhere yet, but hopefully it will. And that's just one of my decisions on that. So like, comment, subscribe, and keep watching the reviews, and I'll see you guys next time.